Good morning. See, it's cold, which is good. My hands are cold. I like cold. Yesterday was a really weird, a typical 4 seasons in one day kind of. It started off really cold and heavy rain in the early morning, and then later on in the day, it was cool and windy outside, but hot in the sun through the glass, and then cold again at night. And I don't mind, I can handle it if it gets cold at night and the early morning, and I can avoid the sun in the daytime. So, hello, good morning. Welcome to day 29 of our tarot chats. It's the first day of the new week, so we've done 4 weeks now. We've got today and tomorrow. So I've chosen the new deck. I was going to use the new deck I got yesterday, not the Mons Tarot, because I've already used that in my challenge, but the other one. But I'm going to save that until I finish these 30 videos, because then I'll just do an unboxing video and we'll look at that deck, because I don't know it. It's new to me. So this week's decks I chose because I was going to use the Seasons of the Witch Oracle for Ostara this week, because I forgot to use it. I forgot about it last week, and Ostara was in the middle of last week anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And it's energy of that kind of change. So this is one of 8 decks in this series by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz, and they've got different illustrators. But this is one of my favorite illustrators, Tiana Lukovic of the decks. There's one deck that I'm not keen on. I can't remember which deck it is. But this one, I haven't used this one before, because this only came out. This came out after Ostara here last year, and it was the last deck in the series. So it's new to me. But I drew the card from the deck, and the way I did it was I drew the 29th card, which was the day of the month, and I got Pink Moon. And this is how I chose my tarot deck for the week. So Pink Moon says, your tongue will illuminate the spaces within your thoughts that need evolving. And this is just so true, I cannot tell you, about these videos that I've been making with the tarot rambles. Because when I'm talking to you guys about the cards, all this stuff comes up that probably wouldn't come up if I wasn't doing that, if it wasn't a two-way flow. There's kind of just words in there, but they don't really say. So I'll read the book, but before I do this, I've got to refer to there's something I discovered yesterday that I thought was quite amazing. So we've got the little horned hare there, which I love. I love the rabbit, the little egg stone. I've always loved hares. So for now, I'm going to prop that up there, and you can see it, I think. I don't think it'll go in. It might go in the designated card holder. It might not. I've got it the wrong way around. Right, let's see if it will stay there, because I'll be going to use that box, because that's a tarot deck I chose, but we'll look at that in a minute. Are you going to stay? Are you going to stay? There is a way that this cone works. It's probably like that. There we go. I like the number 29. 2911, my birth number, my double one. So yesterday, we got the Two of Swords. I'll just grab the Two of Swords again out of the Deviant Moon deck. So you can have it there, and I'll quickly find the rock. But the Rider-Waite one, we need a Rider-Waite one, actually. I should have got the Toth one. I need to make sure I've got my big Rider-Waite deck and my Toth deck around, because it's really useful to have those references, especially when you're looking at different concepts of things. So I'll just get that Two of Swords cards out, because yesterday I talked about the just being out of the world, not wanting to make a decision. I had that thought about the blindfold, the sleep mask, and just being, calm and quiet, and how I said the card looks still. Well, and this one is like the Deviant Moon one, I said, was kind of like a force against yourself, an unneeded and unnecessary worry. But I went into my little tarot library and looked up, and it's the first decan of Libra was ruled by the moon. So I went into my tarot library and I found this book called Personal Development with the Tarot. It's not that old. Well, I guess it is older. I got it before I came to New Zealand, but not long before. It was when tarot was kind of making a bit of a appearance again, and it's by Catherine Summers and Julian Vane, and it must have been like maybe around 20 years ago it was published. Become wiser, be touched, be aware, be changed. That's the promise of this unique guide to resolving the conflicts and confusion of everyday life. But basically, it just goes through every card in the deck. And I just grabbed this one randomly to have a look and see what it said about the Two of Swords. 2002. So I knew it was before I came here. So I looked it up and I discovered that the Two of Swords is called the Lord of Restored Peace. Like I said, I don't know all these titles, I only know a few of them. And the element is air, we know that. So the Two of Swords, the Lord of Peace Restored. And it made me think, okay, I'm going to read this because I said it looked peaceful and calm. And this is what it says. In this card, the two swords are most often shown with their blades crossed. The image is one of stability, but not an easy dynamic interaction. Although flowers growing from the intersection between the blades may be depicted, there is a sense of vulnerability about the whole situation. That's in the Toth deck. In this card, the thinking process of air has begun. The motivation of the air resolves itself in the first action of the thought process analysis. The two swords show the universe being divided into duality, thesis and antithesis, negative and positive, which is shown in the Deviant Moon card. There is a definite sense of harmony in this card. While opposite ideas exist, they do so in one image and may both seem to be as valuable as the other, but in different ways. This is a symbol of intellectual reconciliation, yet thought still exists at an abstract level in this card. There is no application of the ideas generated. So stillness, this is something that happens to me quite a lot. I know that feeling of the thoughts are moving and moving and going and going and going, but nothing's actually being, nothing's happening. There has to be the right time. And I think this is very much a card about the right time. The Two of Swords shows how ideas that may appear to be mutually exclusive are actually aspects of the same thing. For instance, light and dark are considered opposites, though light exists only because darkness does, and vice versa. This card further shows the importance of deciding on an intellectual course, of following the investigative process, and of applying the intellect to levels other than the pure abstract. In other words, there is a warning against armchair intellectualism, which may evolve brilliant ideas but nothing of applicable worth. So I thought about that, and I thought about what I said about this could be me thinking about my channel, and but it's all these things that I'm doing are aspects of the same thing. And when I was talking about living with the tarot and how making it real rather than like the armchair intellectual and reading, knowing all the things, but not actually being able to bring them into real life. And I just thought that was really interesting. So that book's got some good insight from that, the kind of Golden Dawn viewpoint. So I wanted to share that. Anyway, so we've got our card, the Pink Moon. I'll put the Two of Swords. They can actually go back now. I'll keep this deck handy, this little deck, and my Deviant Moon deck, because they do help when we need a bit of clarification with the cards. And when you're studying something, you just need to do all angles. It's no good only looking at the things that you want and resonate with and like. You've got to grow. So the Pink Moon, let's have a look at what it says about the Pink Moon. I like how it says, your tongue will illuminate the spaces within your thoughts that need evolving. And the key words are inner reflection and establishing new neural pathways. And I'm definitely doing that. I know I am. This whole, as I said, this journey that started in the seeds were sort of sown around May time, or this part of it. So, and I have definitely created new neural pathways. Look closely. A lovely soul dances up a staircase of oracle decks. Do they look familiar? Oh, these are not words. They're actually oracle decks. Isn't that amazing? We're doing this challenge and we've all walking up these stairs of oracle decks. Get back. I've upset that blooming status quo again. There we go. It's probably got a light glaring on it now. A lovely soul dances up a staircase of oracle decks. Do they look familiar? They are the Seasons of the Witch, of course, a revolutionary series, the likes of which had never been seen before. Was it ambitious, maybe even improbable? Absolutely, but not impossible. No dream or goal is impossible for those who are willing to stay committed to bringing it to life. It may require a different way of thinking, a lot of hard work, changing some habits, convincing the non-believers, sacrificing many things, and a lot of reflection. But in the end, there isn't anything you can't do if you believe in yourself enough and your ideas. This card guides you to bring illumination to your situation. Your thoughts and words are powerful and can support a journey of remarkable achievement, or they can become roadblocks that prevent you from reaching your fullest potential. You have the ability to reroute the streams of your consciousness, creating fresh, empowering thoughts and beliefs. Embrace the transformative practice of introspection, for in these moments of quiet reflection, you will lay the foundation for profound evolution. This card encourages you to realize the outdated patterns and beliefs that are depleting your confidence and growth. The only person who can ensure a positive solution to your question is you. Absolutely. That is just all the things I've been talking about. And the staircase and this achievement and things, and the 29th day, penultimate day of this challenge to myself is amazing. Whenever you feel ready, slowly open your eyes and return to the present moment, carrying the positive energy of these affirmations with you throughout your day. Well, there isn't an affirmation. Does it have an affirmation for this one? I don't really look at the people's affirmations, but I am worthy of love and happiness. I deserve all the good things that come into my life. I trust in my ability to overcome challenges and grow stronger with each experience. I choose to focus on the present moment and let go of worries about the future or the past. That was a Two of Swords thing that I was talking about as well, not wanting to see. I am surrounded by love and support. I am connected with the universe and guided by wisdom. I mean, that's cool. Some days I feel in the mood for looking at those and sometimes I don't. But these are lovely oracle decks. I really do. I really, really love them. There's only one that I'm not a fan of, and I can't remember which one it is. And I still like it. I'm just not so keen as I am on all the others. But this one's got the most light, beautiful kind of. I don't know if you can see because it's not really quite light enough in here. It's almost a very sort of pale lilac, gilded edge. They've all got a different colour edge. I love them. They're just beautiful. And these illustrations, this artist is absolutely amazing. Tiana, I just love that art. This is me. This is the home. It's so home feeling and gorgeous. So we'll look at all of those, even though I'm not going to be. And the back has got the moon and the hares, like pink kind of moon. I love the hares and the moon. As you might know from years ago, I've always been a hare freak. I've got hare pilgrimage I did. I've got a lot of hares and the rabbit. So the deck I chose, I went to my tarot cabinet and I saw this, and in light, the morning light, it looked kind of pink. So it's pink and it looked like, and it had these little kind of moon looking things. So because the box has got a kind of pink glow, it's actually like pearly finish and a lot of pink. So I thought we use a Star Spinner tarot. And this one, I don't know when I got this. I know it was a random one because I kind of liked it. It had this kind of retro feel. Star Spinner Tarot reinterprets classic tarot imagery for a more inclusive deck with multiple lovers cards to reflect a range of romantic expression and illustration drawn from stories, myths, and fairy tales. That was what would have the inclusivity and the fairy tale thing, because I like inclusive decks. I like the whole other difference. But it's a nice little magnet box. It's got the ribbon, which is always wonderful, and a nice pink inside. So you can see why a pink moon would lead me to this deck. So the artist was Trungles, and I'm not sure who wrote the book. So let's move that. We might need that to prop the card up on. I'm guessing we are going to need that. So hang on a minute. I've got too many things in my hands. I can't shut that box. I'll shut that. And we're going to draw card 29. I had a terrible thing happen yesterday. Well, not terrible in the nature of things. I was trying to make one of those. I've got a big piece of white polystyrene that I was using as a reflector to try and reflect the light when I didn't have enough light. When I was doing one of those nighttime videos at the beginning of this challenge in the other room, and I was going to try and bring it in here, and what did I do? I knocked one of my favourite tea houses, one of the longest ones I've had, and a bigger one, tea light houses, and it smashed, completely smashed, and I couldn't save it. I mean, it was almost like slow motion, but not like before. As the thing touched, you knew, but you couldn't get there in time because this big piece of polystyrene was in front of me. I was holding it, and the thing was on the corner of the cupboard. And I was so distressed. And honestly, I went to pick it up, and the ceramic shards were so sharp. I ended up with I've got like 5 plasters on my hands, loads of cuts, blood everywhere. Anyway, I did take a couple of pictures. People might think they're gory, but you got to make an opportunity when there is one. And I thought, well, you never know. The way the pieces had landed and the brokenness and my blood on it just made me think of broken homes and domestic violence. I know that's not happy things, but I just thought about, I don't know, the illustration came to my head when I saw it. It just made me think of those things. So I took photos. That's just something that happened yesterday that I thought I'd just mention. It's just how it all happened. And then I just start thinking about things like violence, how such a peaceful, positive thing can end up being something unintended. That sudden crash and destruction, kind of a bit like the tower. Okay, enough of that introspection and my weirdness. Okay, right, let's do these cards. These plasters make it hard. I like see that sheen on them? I really like that sheen on these cards. 1, 2. 29. And we've got the 4 of Swords, another sword. This is very, when you think about it, it's a bit perfect because I am very tired. I've not been feeling well the last couple of days. Energy, if I don't deal with it properly, it doesn't work. And I've been doing, last week I did a lot. And I mean, I do a lot. I do a lot of the house and the garden. I don't really get much help. And people around and just people being around sometimes. And I had my grandson, and it's lovely, but it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy for me to be around people. So the 4 of Swords is a big card in my book, and I'm guessing that this is from Sleeping Beauty, the roses and the coffin kind of bed. But we'll have a look. But it's a beautiful illustration, and I do definitely I need a rest. And it's more of, because my sleep's not great. It's kind of that time out, that real rest when you do have time out, and you could be in a tower and be able to lock the door and say, I'm resting now, and be in my own space. And I really do need that. This isn't tiring me. Doing this stuff here isn't tiring me. What's exhausting me is I've had a lot of work on. Even though I work from home now, it's still a lot of work. And I had the babies when their mum was away, and my grandson came. It was intense with people being around, and when people are here, even if it's not like when the builders and everything were here, I feel like I've got to be on alert the whole time. I can't chill out. I can't relax. I can't, like I said before, I can't put anything into compartments. So I get burnt out and exhausted. And the burnout that I had recently, well, it wasn't, it started like 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Probably started before that. It was, it was hell. It was humongously awful. Pretty much, I kept going and going against it until I couldn't move. I literally could not move. And my daughter dragged me into her car and took me to the doctors. It pretty much forbade me to do anything. And it was through that that I had to start dealing with autism, or actually accepting it, and the ADHD. And I mean, there's a lot of jokes and that around about ADHD today. It's thrown around quite lightly. If you really suffer, it's not a joke. It really is not a joke. And people laugh, and I I let them. I've always been judged and laughed at because I am a bit weird, but it isn't a joke. And for people who really suffer from it, it is not a joke at all. None of it's a joke. Autism, I am, that's who I am. I'm not divergent because I don't believe in a normal. I am autistic. I'm not diverging from any path because it's my path. And I do diverge from other things, but this one is mine. It's my neurological makeup, and it is who I am. And I wouldn't be who I am without that. But yeah, it is difficult. There are so many challenges that people don't realize, that how the simplest, tiniest thing can be massive, can be really, really hard to do. And no matter how long people have known me, and I have masked heavily all my life. And as I said before, it's only recently when I've started to try and not do that because I don't have the energy to do it anymore. That people are saying, "Oh, you've gone really weird. You've gone really strange." Like I fought for years against the medication for ADHD, but I don't like medication. I had bad experiences when I was younger. I've suffered mental health issues because when you're undiagnosed when you're young and you get treated for all these things, and because none of the antidepressants and things worked, but I just got given so many things. I was a guinea pig, and I got a complete fear of drugs and the whole medical thing. I just did not want anything to do with it. So I just kept going in my own way and helped myself. But I've struggled. I've struggled all along, and it's been an exhausting journey. So this is all part of my healing. This is part of my healing. This is part of discovering and going back and finding that person that I mistreated who I was, and making them better, and healing them. I don't kind of tend to blame the present on the past because I think we do have choices we can make. And sometimes things have happened in the past and we can try and get over them. We can try to heal them. We can't undo them, but we can make them better. But what we shouldn't do is say that happened and that's a scar and that's going to scar me and I'm never going to get over it. And I don't think I know I shouldn't do that. I've had bad things happen to me, but they're not going to rule me. They're not going to color me. They're not me. I'm not going to carry those things. So I'm trying really hard not to say things like my fear. I'm trying not to own those things, but that's difficult. And sometimes it's good to own them because then if you own them, you can do what you want with them. So yeah, I've learned a lot about depression through my life and how to deal with it and live with it, and how to make it my friend. I want to talk more about that. Anyway, let's have a look at the Four of Swords in this little book. The Four of Swords indicates rest and reprieve. You have endured much, and you must take it upon yourself to retreat and recharge until you are better able to come back to your life. This card refers especially to recovery from trauma and sudden upheaval. You have suffered a violation and must take time to regroup. And the reverse is you've attempted to power through trauma and adversity to your detriment. Oh, indeed I have. You might yearn for a moment's rest, but circumstances thwart your attempts to withdraw and recuperate. Oh my God, that's spot on. Actually, what I was talking about earlier. You are plagued with a skittish restlessness that defies your weariness. Yes, oh my God, that is me. The Four of Swords signifies a period of stress, anxiety, and burnout. Yeah, but this is part of my covering, my helping. So doing this is helping me, and I'm loving it. And it's a beautiful illustration. So again, it's a nice introduction to this deck. I don't know when it was published, but I really like it. And I can't find a date. It was published by Chronicle Books, and a date in the back. I know the artist. That's the artist and fairy tale things would have been one of the reasons I bought the deck. But let's see if there's a date on the box, because it's not that old. It must still be in print. I know I got it as soon as it was released because I read about it before. But there's no date on it. Isn't that strange? I can't find a date anywhere. Oh well, I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it, because usually there is a date on something. But it's actually got 81 cards, and I should have probably taken all the extra lovers cards out. So let's have a look, shall we? I like strength is fortitude. So there's one lovers. I know it's got, so it must have 3 lovers cards in. So tomorrow is the last day of the 30. And I've got a few plans for the next lot of. I want to do the unboxing of the tarot that I got yesterday that I don't know. Again, those are big cards. The ones are stuck together. They haven't been shuffled very well. I'll move them about a bit. There's the Two of Swords from this deck. And they've got the duality and like a winged helmet and the big puffy sleeves. And still got the moon. But there's that stillness, that peace, that oh, I love the High Priestess. It's beautiful. I love that art style. All the diamonds. It's amazing. Really cool. I mean, there's some tarot decks are really done so brilliantly. Another one with winged helmet in the swords, like the Mercury, the messenger. Here we go. The lovers. So here's the 3 lovers cards. I like this one because it's like, it reminds me of the Garden of Eden, and it's not easy, they could be male or female, almost trolls, I guess. And then there's the guys but they're quite androgynous, which is something I like. Maybe not in that one, but this one. Okay. Anyway, I like all of the cards, actually. I don't know which one I will leave in. Maybe this one, because it reminds me of that. It's a nicer version of that Deviant Moon. Two of Thorns. Okay, I'll put these. So we've talked about the card, and I've done the draw, and this is it. This is the end of the video, just about. So I've got a lot of stuff to think. I've ordered a new tripod after I did the thing yesterday, because I've been using a really old when I did other photography, and I had some lights that got broken, but I've got one of the stands, and I've been using that to hold up a pole, which I fixed an old phone, a little cheap phone holder that I got many years ago from eBay or somewhere, or Amazon, when they were really bad. Still, I've got that, and it's just, like I said, precarious. But here at the moment, I've got a little tiny. It's a Manfrotto tripod, which again I've had quite a long time. But the phone holder's really kind of stiff and hard to use, and the tripod legs, they're good. It's only a little one, but you can't. They haven't got any stops, so you can't actually stop them from splaying out. If you've got one of these tripods, I can't really show you it. But when I make another video, I'll get another tripod. I'll show you this one. one tip I've got for it is to put it in a box, stand it in a box, because then the legs will stay up, stay in. Otherwise, they just tend to spread out, even with a little phone. I mean, if you had it perfectly balanced, straight up, you might be okay. But I use it at an angle. That's the whole point of a tripod. It's got a ball head. Anyway, so that's today. We've got the pink moon. Let your tongue illuminate the spaces within your thoughts. And the Four of Swords. Rest. Take it easy. And I'll see you tomorrow for the day 30. And wow, what a ride. What a ride. Okay. Bye.